been 7 hours and 50 days.
Yeah, that's about how long it took me to transform this motherfucker. Hello everybody, and welcome to Deemer's Dominion. I'd like to start out by saying a few things. First, I dedicate this video to my daughter Ace. I thought it would be fun to dedicate my very first video to her using her toy. Hi Ace, I love you. 43. The number of babies I've had to sacrifice to appease the transformation gods to make this go easy on me during my first transformation. And then I deeply fell in love with this figure. And with all that said, let's get on with it. This is a beautiful box. I love the artwork, I love the design, I love the G1 inspiration, the colors are vibrant. Looking at the box art, I love the inspiration from both G1 Ultra Magnus and MP44 Optimus Prime molds. Ghost Prime here is gorgeous, and you can definitely see the resemblance between MP22 Ultra Magnus and FM-02 Margh here. Alright, well, that's the box in all its glory. Now let's get a little deeper. Let's go ahead and crack this bad boy open and see what we've got. Okay, so for this unboxing, I am going to speed run through some of these bits here until we get to some important parts. Now personally, this is my first fantoys figure. So I have no real world expectation other than things I've read online or things I've heard from other people about how beautiful these figures tend to be, how amazing they are, but at the same time, the complexity of their transformations. And as we open the box here, it does look very beautiful. There's some extra faces included here. There's that beautiful head. Wow, that paint job is amazing. The colors just pop. That metallic paint is really, really beautiful and attractive. Much more than I expected. And take a look at this missile, also in metallic coating there. It's really, really beautiful. I don't think it comes across as well on the video. And what I had just put down was just the manual, the instruction manual. Moving forward, this is the other missile. Again, beautifully painted. And here we've got a beautiful gun, his blaster, beautiful metallic paint again. That nice green that comes through on the side, on the back side there, just gorgeous. Here is his beautiful blue axe. That's a really lovely shade. And in this dime bag, it looks like we have the solid chest plates to go from tune to toy version look. Very nice inclusion. Here we have some extra sets of eyes. Those blue shades, oh what a beautiful blue metallic again here for those face plates that were included for the different expressions as well. And now time for La Piece de la Resistance. And here he is, freed from his freeze-dried container. And just look at him in all his glory. He's beautiful, actually. Here we have him with everything out from the box. We've got a beautiful, beautiful, wonderful painted figure. Metallic blue, nice matte gray here. Beautiful metallic reds here. That is a great paint job. Of course, the metallic blues in the eyes, the head sculpt there as well. Just wonderful. He is much nicer than I expected to be. Here again, we have the different sets of eyes, the cab doors in red to replace the clear ones, the different face sculpts. We've got different poses there. Happy face, frowny face, upset face, angry face, yelling. And here once again is the split face, the Dreamwave comic face there. Beautiful. Here we have a credit card for when you're shopping on Cybertron. Charge it to FM-02 Margh. And his stats and details there. It's a nice thick plastic card. His instruction booklet. Nice, laid out, colorful, step-by-step. Let's see how it works out in a minute. And of course his weapons over here. Energon Axe, which is a beautiful shade of blue. We've got his blaster, beautiful metallic purple, lavender with the metallic green, and his missiles for his shoulders there. And moving on, you peel this. Satisfaction of peeling new products is just chef's kiss. I'm really in love with the colors and the metallic paints. The heft he's a lot heavier actually than I expected, which is nice. Gives off the quality feel and as well as the look with this paint. Beautiful head sculpt. These big shoulders are the reason why my daughter calls him shoulder pads, which I always thought was funny. The articulation in the hand is amazing. These fingers are individually articulating as well as pinned at each of the joints. So you get a great range of mobility and posing. The thumb is on a ball joint as well. He also has a bicep swivel there, which is really nice. Let's take him for a spin and see how he looks all around. Very clean, very pretty paint job, honestly. Very clean looking, especially compared to his MP22 Ultra Magnus counterpart. Just a beautiful all-around figure, very well done. The proportions are great, the lines are clean. Looking him up close, just really nicely done. The details are great, they're subtle, but still defining, which is what Ultra Magnus should always be. So let's take a look at his articulation. At the head we have a nice up and down movement, very fluid, twisty all around, 360. As you can see, you can look up at his sides, no problem. The shoulders pop out nicely to get some of the underarm movement there. You got a nice ratcheted elbow joint, up and down, and nice clicks. Nice swivel at the biceps. Nice in and out movement. Very fluid, very solid, even at the wrists of the hands. Turn them around 360, they go in and out, they splay out nicely. Looking at the shoulders, you can see they move in and out nice. That upper arm separates a little bit from the shoulder, extends around, nice ratcheted 360 at the shoulder joints. You do have a nice butterfly, minimal albeit, but still nice that it's there, unless these are a little bit tight. The joints are nice and tight all around, no complaints there. Nice ratcheted leg movement, move those flaps around so we can see how far it goes up this high. Nice ratcheted knee joints, and put those flaps back down, see how far back his legs will go. Move that flap back from his backside. And the flap currently gets in the way of going back a bit, but you can see how far back his knee bends backwards as well. Very nice movements again. And as I'm adjusting him, he seems very tight at the waist there. I'm not sure if it's my copy or if it's locked as far as the swivel goes. The ab crunch is definitely there. And moving down the leg, that is the ankle tilt. It goes pretty far. The knee or the upper thigh twists out, in and out very nicely. Same on the other side, obviously. And with that, let us begin into our My Failed transformation. Okay, so let me preface this part with a little bit of background information. Just a reminder that this was my first Fantoys figure transformation. And with that in mind, I am going to transform this one in a similar manner that you would probably expect if you were to go to a zoo and go to the ape and monkey installation and see that one monkey or ape that looks a little bit off, a little bit different than the rest of the group. You know, the one with, at first you think has crossed eyes, but it turns out to be just a lazy eye, but then you think maybe he's just special. And that would be me. That's me with this figure. I'm the one that is a little bit mentally behind the rest of the group. I'm also going to let you in on a little bit of information that you're talking to somebody, or you're listening to somebody, you're watching somebody that was diagnosed with early onset arthritis of 2 types. So my hands and arms throughout this process were in a lot of pain. At one point, they started crying and writing me letters of hate. So under no uncertain circumstances should you take this transformation sequence as any kind of guide or instructional tutorial of any sorts. Just a good laugh if you want. Watch my pain and struggles throughout this process that will be very abbreviated as a result. I will also confess that the transformation sequence that you're watching has gone over a matter of hours, days, even weeks. This was done in between work and family and personal events in life. So what you're seeing really is a very compressed timetable of also trying to follow the instructions that were included, watching a bunch of videos, trying to progress through it, failing again, failing some more. In that duration, I've also managed to pick a fight with my neighbor, rat out another neighbor for them having their dog poop in my yard, and then just walking away as if nothing happened. I've realized that maybe this wasn't the best first video to choose. It's turned me into an asshole. A belligerent, short-tempered asshole.
Am I an arsehole? Do I look like an arsehole?
But it's okay. I'm okay. I've also managed 146 hours of therapy as a result. I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm better now. I'm still angry at this transformation, but I'm better now. Thank you for asking. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for being concerned about my well-being throughout this process. I appreciate it. It means a lot. I hope you stick around for more. I also can't tell you how proud of myself I was when I reached this point. The point of being able to open up his chest and get the matrix. I felt in that very moment that I was personally selected by the matrix. I am the next prime. It chose me. Look at it. Look how beautiful that matrix is. I love it. As much as I've been frustrated by this toy, I've actually been enjoying the process. It's been, regardless of everything, self-soothing. Rather interesting considering how challenging it's been. So I don't know about any other online reviewers, if they've shared their genuine clips, videos, recordings of their real transformations going through the first process for me. But I'm going to let you guys watch my agony over this. And I want you to know, I want you to keep in mind that all the sped up videos that you've been watching and are going to watch throughout this video are sped up between 350 and 1,000 times at different segments. So put that in perspective of watching my struggles with this transformation, because this is real. This isn't made up, and it's not made pretty like a lot of the other reviewers do. And at one point you'll see that I kind of give up filming the transformation process. That's how aggravated I get. and honestly, truthfully, embarrassed to be recording it. So I actually stopped recording at one point, you'll see down the line, and just after the Ghost Prime part is done, I don't do any other transformations. I'll record it anyways. And in the future, if you all do want me to go through the agony of doing an online video transformation of this video, let me know, and I will definitely consider it. I'll take your opinion into consideration. It probably won't happen for a while, but I will keep it in mind. There's just always been something about how beautiful the Ghost Prime version of Ultra Magnus is that I've been obsessed with ever since I was a kid. Alright, so tighten that up, button that up, make sure this guy is flush there for now. And then this is on a slider. Pull this back a little bit and you'll see that these two pieces here are on sliders. Okay, so I slide it in, out, and this needs to be sitting flush down to line up properly to tab in. And then these just interlock like that. And then this just pull up like that, align like that, and then it will tab in like that perfectly. Okay, so now he's got a nice straight back. And there you have it like that. Alright, so to the hands here, right? Let's open that up. So here, you open it up like this, slide it down a little bit, okay? And then I recommend you just pop this open a little bit so you can slide that out for the hands, okay? Pull that out and pull that back in, and you have articulating hands, fingers, which have ball joint, hinge joints for the thumbs, there, hinge joint for the fingers, 1, 2, 3, and each finger is also hung up. Okay, boom, 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 and then you can tidy that back up like that. Okay, we're going to do the same thing for the other hand. Okay, all right, so what we're going to do is, of course, going to pop that up a little bit, slide it down, and then we're going to stick our finger in there, pop that out, and so that we can come back here and so pop that up a little bit, and then this, I'll just unlock this part. Okay, okay, well, it's so much easier than just trying to unlock everything through just pulling out from the backside. Okay, so now we have hands for the transformation. Okay, boom, 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 boom. Looking pretty great here. What a great figure, right? Here, what we're going to do is slide these skirts up so that we can get front side skirt over. Okay, slide the skirt up so we can bring the side up. Okay, yeah. And then these start with that. Oh, beautiful. Slick little action item there. And that just snaps, snaps. Everything snaps in place nicely. Everything snaps in place nicely. And then these just turn around here. These just turn around here. What a beautiful looking bot, honestly. And these are actually brilliant because they start out like this. And you just, I love this kind of design here. Very smart, very, very smart. Just tab that in there. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, I forgot something here also. For the arms, basically, right? So pull that out. So this here, you gotta lift up, this up, and you see this part right here, this middle part, that's a slider. Slide the arm up in bot mode, bring that back down, and then lock that back in. And then that just brings the arms forward a little bit that way. And now you've got your bot mode Optimus Prime in its full glory. And then articulation here, you have a full 360. You have a little bit of butterfly right there. You can come out all the way up like this. Nice ratchets, hands, full 360, back and forth. Bend at the elbow, all the way like that. Got a beautiful little elbow. Same for that. You have nice ab crunch for the transformation, but he can look pretty well down. We have this, beautiful, right? And then we can spread this out Nice high kick, like that. And move this back, get that far, all the way to the sides for both of them. Okay. And then you have beautiful knee bend. And you got that one, like that. Up, down. Okay. And like that. So that is Ghost Optimus Prime in his full glory. Stands beautifully. Beautiful face details. You can see the eyes light up red, or they don't light up, but they're beautiful metallic red, metallic blue. Love that blue combo here. The colors are beautiful. Very nice and weighty. There's definitely some heft here. And head rotation all the way, up and down. Very wonderful, right? It's got a clean backside as far as primes go. Really beautiful looking bot. Love the metallic colors, love this poly white, etc. So that's that for there. Okay, and what else do we have? Weapons. Okay, so how does this weapon go on here? I'm gonna guess I'm gonna have to open this back up, right? Plug that back in, plug these back in. Okay, all that back up. That, so get that. And then this can just tab into there, like that. And then you have beautiful blue Energon Axe Sword, like that. And that tabs in really well. Beautiful. And this gun, I'm not really sure yet. I'm gonna figure this out. Okay. Alright, so for those of you that have this figure, I'm not sure if it's because of how nice and thick the paint is applied, or if it's not meant to be held by this figure properly. I'm not sure. But I did struggle trying to get the peg that slots into his hand in perfectly. But there he is. It looks good. And I'm going to just take a look at this figure in a little more detail. I do love the attention to details all over the figure. As you can see, again, beautiful metallic paint. The backpack is nice and thin. The design of the figure is just perfect, and I am a sucker for the Matrix. It's one of the first things I usually try to figure out how to get out of any of my primes, so this is what I'm going to do here. I am going to go ahead and get in there and get it out. It is stuck in there pretty nice. It is held in pretty tightly, and I am struggling a little bit to get it out as my fingers were trying to get through it, but there it is. It is actually a lot heavier than I expected. It is painted beautifully with that chrome, the silver chrome on the outside, the gold chrome for the orb, and inside is a beautiful blue crystal in the center there. And with that, let me go ahead and transform him. Okay, so here he is finally transformed in all his glory. Not gonna lie, this was pretty difficult. This was far more difficult than I had expected. It took me about 40 minutes-ish to get to this point from bot mode. He does look great though, I'm not gonna lie, he looks beautiful. What a great looking toy. Honestly, what a great looking figure. Great mode. I know he's a little bit, my first transformation. Might take a couple times to get it lined up 100%, but I'd say not too bad. Not too bad at all. I don't know about anyone else, but these very back wheels don't seem to be touching. Yeah. So, practice, right? How funny. But it was a satisfying transformation. To be honest, there's a lot of great gimmicks in here. a lot of cool transformation, like these windows flip on the inside of the frame to expose the windshield wipers. I thought that was really, really cool. I don't know why I'm still fascinated by this coming up and down and hiding in to the pipe. You know, there's a lot of really neat things going on with the legs. It is very well engineered. It is quite a heavy figure, and honestly, worth it. Look how beautiful that is. All right, so I'll get to his trailer now and see how that goes. Wish me luck. Okay, so here we have the final trailer. Here we have the final trailer. It is gorgeous. It is a beast to put together, the first time around anyway. And the transformation is very solid. It's very cool. And the problem is these tabs are very particular, and all these parts can be very stiff when putting this intricate part together, especially. That was probably the most difficult part. And then figuring out that these two parts right here, these two panels actually slide out. See how they're together on this right here? These two actually have to slide out so that you make way for this middle piece to fit in, and then everything tabs in perfectly. But boy, until I figured that out, that was a big problem. So these are a little bit loose on mine. They keep popping out. But I will tell you, this is a very, very beautiful piece. Go ahead and just put him on his trailer now. And he does roll around really nice. Just these really back wheels don't seem to roll, but he is gorgeous. Let's go ahead and give him a whirl and take a look around from all angles. So this is just a quick comparison between MP31 Delta Magnus. I don't have my full Ultra Magnus out, so this is the same MP style as the original Ultra Magnus MP22. And just a comparison size wise, you can see they are almost the same length. The original MP is a little bit shorter, a little bit taller. As you can see, this top part is definitely closer to the cab, which is pretty cool. The design is much simpler. Yes, it's mostly plastic parts. However, it does come together very nicely. It's a much simpler transformation. Just overall, really great actually for the normal collector. Here we will see from the front. They are very similar. Margh is a little bit narrower from the front here, a little bit taller, whereas Delta Magnus, Ultra Magnus is a little bit wider, a little more stout, a little shorter. As you can see that the missiles are traditionally like the original classic Magnus comes from the front, whereas here we have on Margh on the sides. I think they're both very great designs. Smoked stacks you can see are a little bit thinner, a lot less skibbly, a lot more cleaner on the MP one here. One thing I really want to point out and really love about the MP version, and I know because it's third-party license, you really can't do it, but I do love the raised Autobot insignia that you find. It's not just a sticker, it is raised, it is embossed on there nicely. So here's another side profile. You'll see the difference between the length. This is a little bit longer, maybe a couple inches longer. Obviously a much more shorter profile, bigger gap here for where the cab goes onto the trailer, or the trailer goes onto the cab. And you'll see this is really nice, just metal here. This part here is less flat than the MP31, where this is a lot nicer, a lot easier, a lot flatter here, I feel. And then I think this cleans up a little bit nicer on Margh here, the fanstoys version. You can, if you actually look down in, you can see the hands here where this is nice and covered up pretty well. Overall, however, it is a very, very nice toy either way that you go. I do have a little bit of a tabbing discrepancy, as you can see that gap right there. But other than that, honestly, they both obviously can rock these down and tab in nicely here, whereas these are a little bit separated but come closer. They taper together a little closer. So there you have a quick comparison overview of MP31 Delta Magnus. These are, of course, all rubber wheels too here, which is really cool. You still get the nice chromed out rims, very cool, very classy looking, very clean looking. So as you can see here, I've stocked some other MP scaled cars here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we got a little B in the back. These are all the official MP scaled figures. So on, obviously, Ultra Magnus, the official here, we can fit 4 full-size vehicles. We could fit a bunch of those ones if we wanted to, that size, B, cliff jumper, etc. But just so that you get a proportion of the actual scale here, for it does actually carry a bunch of the cars there. Okay, using the exact same 4 bots here that I use the MP scale cars. Can I fit the same? Yeah, but as you can see, it is not exactly as nice a fit with the more narrow, lower profile. It is tight trying to get these guys up here, but they do fit. It is pretty nice either way. If you really wanted to have some playability with the cars here, we could still put that up too if we really wanted to. It is really, really nice though to have that feature and flexibility with these vehicles. It's so fun, it's so cool. For those of us that actually like to play with these toys and use them as not just collector items, but toys as well, just for fun every now and then, or as often as you want, really. I mean, it's your toy, you do what you want to do. Am I more comfortable putting the vehicles on the official MP ones? Yes, as you can see here, we do have that issue of it not being as consistent. I did slide this back and forth earlier. They do fall off, whereas this on the MP one, they do stay on much, much better. In any case, I just thought I'd show you that just for fun. All right. Okay, here he is compared to Titanium Series Ultra Magnus. Much older figure. You can see the yellowing on this. Formidable plastic. Not bad. I do love this figure, in all fairness, with all its flaws. Not many flaws, to be honest. Just some joint articulation stuff. Other than that, lovely size comparison there too. And I think those are fair enough comparisons. We can put them back into robot mode and go from there. Here they are, the 3 Ultra Magnuses. Ultra Magnuses? Ultra Magni. Here we have the 3 city commanders, FM-02 Margh, Delta Magnus, and our precious little Titanium Edition Ultra Magnus. And as you can see, Margh is almost the same height as Delta Magnus. Here I went ahead and put his alternate head on. I believe this is the Dreamwave head. It's beautiful. It has the full range of motion, and they're easy to replace. You simply just turn it around and slide it out, or you can just slide it out either way. It just fits into that peg right there. Here's just a look at the back side of the head, so you can see how it slides in and out on that opening right there. Now I'm going to go ahead and put his original head on and continue with the comparisons in size and shapes here. As you see, Margh is the slimmer of the two masterpiece scale bots here. While they are overall relatively the same height almost, you can see that Delta Magnus, Ultra Magnus, their mold is much beefier from all sides pretty much. With that said, of course, Margh does hold his own very well. He is beautiful. Both aesthetics are great. He is towering over the titanium version, and here he is with Earthrise Prime next to him and the Iron Factory Lightning Wing figure as well. Here they are all armored up. They are all very posable, in fairness. Margh might be a little bit more posable than the Delta Magnus, Ultra Magnus mold, but honestly not by a significant amount. Granted, his fingers are fully articulated and there's greater posability in the White Magnus bot, but not much else. Here he is, size-wise comparison with the Iron Factory Girl 02 Lightning Wing. And a little fun pose here as well. You can see that he can hold up a pretty hefty little figure. Titanium Ultra Magnus is not exactly light. There's a lot of die cast in this guy. So I was pretty impressed when he could actually just lift him like that. So there we have it, really. That's about the wrap for FM-02 Margh. Great figure, great toy, great everything. There is really very little to none that I could really say to criticize. Oh damn. Well, look who showed up at the end of the show here. Mr. MP44 himself. Have to do the obligatory MP44 comparison, of course. I think he scales perfectly well with MP44. Honestly, I do really love seeing these two side by side. Brothers, friends, compatriots. I love the storyline between these two throughout all the different story elements that we've seen over the past 40 years. Amazing, really, to be fair to all the wonderful creators of the storylines, the artists. The imagination that really goes into these guys is really amazing. So everyone, there you have it. This wraps up my very first toy review of Fantastic Model FM-02 Margh. I hope you all have enjoyed watching it. If you have any comments, suggestions, compliments, feel free to leave them in the comment section. I will read all the comments, respond to what I can respond to, and take any learnings from this, which were pretty abundant, and hopefully implement them into future videos. I will also add that this has been a pretty fun journey. It's been frustrating, it's been fun, it's been aggravating, it's been ambrosial. It's all kinds of everything, and one thing I'm definitely coming away with is I have a ton of respect for all you day in, day out reviewers of not just toys, but anything and everything. The work that is involved is much greater than I know for myself, at least, I ever assumed. And now that the humbling part is over, I would recommend this figure if it was in your budget, or if you catch it on sale sometimes. Go ahead and grab it. Definitely worth it. Alright everybody, thanks and peace out.